Hello, everybody. Welcome back to an IAD live event. I am very excited this morning because we have a brand new agent who's just joined us in the Orlando market, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But I want to welcome today Andrea Dufrene, and my name is, of course, Chris Pfluger, the managing director here. And so, Andrea, I am really excited to have you on board. You are just super excited to be here. So I wanted to make sure we did this early and often and talk to folks about kind of your experience both in the real estate market and what attracted you to IAD.
Sure, absolutely. So I thank you so much for having me today, Chris. It's a real honor and pleasure to be here today. So I'd be happy to share my experience with you. I've been a licensed realtor for now over 20 years, serving the Central Florida area. It's been quite an honor to be part of such a monumental milestone in people's lives as they buy and sell real estate. We all know that home ownership is typically someone's greatest investment, and that investment of theirs should be handled with the most diligence of care. And that's our role where we come in, making sure that the real estate transaction is handled successfully. But that investment of theirs is also that special place that they like to call home. It's where countless memories are made. It's a place that they've probably raised their families. So with those buyers and sellers that I've worked for over the years, I'm so grateful for their trust and confidence in me as I've successfully navigated them through the process.
Well, that is fantastic. And again, I think all agents should have that as, in the forefront of their minds as, taking care of their clients in a respectful way, just as you've outlined. But I know you've been with some other brands in the past. And so, you've decided, hey, IAD is the way to go. And again, it's still in the early stages here in the United States. So we get in very, very early. For me, there was so many reasons to be part of IAD. So from your perspective, can you share with us, you ran across it. What did you think of IAD and what attracted you to IAD?
Sure. No, absolutely. Well, for starters, I'd like to share with you the parallels that I've seen when you compare it to, it's going to be the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Okay.
So Chris, I'm pretty confident to say that you probably didn't think that we'd be talking about fairy tales today.
Did not, but that's all right. Let's hear
it. But this, this story, this fairy tale has continued to resonate in my mind over and over, and I'll share why. So back in 2019, I made the decision to obtain my real estate broker's license, and I had the big dream of opening my own real estate brokerage. And I worked hard, I studied hard, I went through all of the channels to get it opened. And as much heart and soul as I put into that brokerage, I quickly realized that there was incredible responsibilities placed on myself. And I realized that I had so many hats that I needed to wear and change those hats often, from training and mentoring my awesome agents that were on board, to assisting them with any questions or concerns they had, to all of the administrative tasks, to branding my brokerage across social media channels, and then also, of course, working my own production. I often felt like I had two full-time jobs. So it just wasn't sustainable for myself, for my family, or for my happiness. So I made the bittersweet decision to close it down, and I moved to another brokerage. There, I just didn't feel a tremendous sense of camaraderie, no real sense of community. I felt very solo, very alone at this time. And it actually kind of took the wind out of my sails for a little while. Then I discovered IAD. I tend to be a big researcher, especially when it concerns big decisions in my life. And I like to make the best, most well-informed decisions as possible. So when I looked at the business model of IAD, I quickly realized that there was no other in our industry that could even compare with the incredible revenue share. Actually, not even come close. I love how IAD has an agent-centric approach, really focusing on the agents, and while also providing the public with the most up-to-date, intuitive, top-notch systems in our industry in order to serve the public with excellence. I love the sense of community and camaraderie with fellow agents at IAD. And also, I definitely need to acknowledge the absolute stellar leadership team that we have here in the Orlando area. I'm overjoyed to be part of the Changing Latitudes team with Dave and Carrie Courtney. Their commitment to excellence, their commitment to our success in the real estate industry, and their commitment to growing IAD to its fullest potential
Mhm.
has been just exceptional. So, Chris, my story is kind of like Goldilocks. My brokerage, I was kind of running in overdrive, and I guess you could say I was overheated. So it was too hot. The porridge was too hot. Uh, the next brokerage I had gone to, it just wasn't a perfect fit for me. It just was kind of too cold, I guess. And
Mhm.
just like Goldilocks says, it's just perfect, and I'm elated to be here.
Well, that is a fantastic way to put that. And again, we appreciate the shout out to the local teams and to the folks that you work with, because those relationships create that community that we really, really strive for. And again, one of the things I do when we do presentations, we talk about having fun, working together. Most of the other brokerages you work for, you end up with like kind of an adversarial type relationship within the office with agents. That is
Yeah.
exactly the opposite here. We want to see everybody succeed. You can ask anyone a question. Everyone's going to jump in and help you out. And the financial portion of it from a business model, that's why you're an entrepreneur and not just an agent, really makes sense. If you're going to do it, you might as well do it all the way. Most agents are out there saying, hey, listen, I do this, but then I have a side hustle to make money, which is hysterical because you can make more money in real estate than in almost any other business out there. Why not make your side hustle your actual part of your main business, get two sources of revenue, which we do here. And again, we have the best in the business. So I really, really appreciate your perspective and you sharing that information with us today. And again, so you cover the Central Florida market from a real estate perspective, but you're also looking to grow your team, right? So anyone who's interested in talking to Andrea can certainly join up, reach out to her at these couple different numbers we're going to run across the screen. And with that, you can find out more about IAD. We have events running at our headquarters office in Orlando, probably 3 times a week, but we're happy to talk to you individually. And again, Andrea, I sincerely appreciate it. You did a fantastic job this morning sharing all your information. And again, anyone who's looking to talk to you, we'll run it right across the bottom. And we sincerely appreciate you being part of the team.
Oh, well, I thank you so much, Chris. I'm just absolutely overjoyed to be here. And I really am looking forward to making an impact with IAD and growing my team, as well as focusing on production.
Well, there you go. Well, we'll check back with you in a few months to see how things are going. But again, thanks for joining us today and welcome to the team.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
You got it.